So here I have my full-size blanket. Let's say I want to just cloak it around myself like this. Can make myself a nice hood, or I can just put it right around my neck. If I'm using it around my neck, you just want to make sure you don't let it bunch up too much back there. You want to get it like this, put it like this. I like it a little better that way because I'm not a big fan of hoods. I always have a hat on. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make sure that this ring here is on the outside, okay? So there's gonna be a little hook here. You're gonna want that hook to be pointing outward. So right now the hook is pointing toward the camera. And you're gonna wanna go right in from the outside, but do not stab yourself in the chest because, you know, we're bushcrafters and we don't really carry great first aid kits. So you got one in there right there, and do not worry about the holes that you're making in your blanket, because if you have a wool blanket, you don't have to worry about that. The fibers are woven pretty tightly, so as soon as you take this thing out, they're just gonna go right back. You'll never notice that it was ever there. So now you have that. I just showed you that. Now you're just gonna take it and you're gonna move it along there. And boom. Now you have a nice warm cloak and you can walk around the snowy Alps of New York and be a bit warmer. As you can see, it's great. If you want to do it with a hood, I'll demonstrate that as well. So I'm gonna take it out. And it's pretty much the same process. You just want to get that hood really tight on your head. So if you want to do it with the hood, take this, put the hood over your head. I like the hook part being on the outside. Just gives me more space to work with it. Just gonna push it through these two, and then we're gonna push it out, and then we're gonna put our hand out here, push it through again, boom. Now, like I said, you put it over there, and boom. Now we have a cloak with a hood. Now that's really nice. Now let me show you a couple other ways you can use it. Another thing you can use your blanket pin for, I grabbed a couple of these sticks here, and you're gonna want them to be around thumb size or a little bit bigger than your thumb, but you want to stay around there. You can tinker with it a little bit depending on your blanket pin. I'm gonna make it pretty long. As you can see, I'm making it with green wood. I'm gonna make it decently long, you know. There's two. You're just gonna get the limbs off of there. Clean this one up a little bit. Break these couple pieces off here. We can break this piece off here. Just like that. Boom. Okay. So we got the 3 sticks all set. Like I said, they could be about thumb size or a little bit bigger. Now you're gonna take your blanket pin, and what you wanna do is you want this part, the part that, you know, with the spike, little awl type thing, you want that to be on top. You're gonna just throw your sticks in there. You're just gonna put your blanket pin right on there. And now you're gonna spread this out. Boom. So now what you have is a tripod, and you could move this out a little bit. If you want to move it out a little bit, that's going nowhere. Now what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna take your bush pot, and guys, it doesn't have to be a small bush pot like this. You can hang your biggest bush pot off that, full of water or chili, whatever, your stew, and it's gonna work great. Now you're just gonna wanna grab yourself a piece of cordage. Doesn't have to be too long. And you don't have to worry about the material of the cordage. Your bush pot is gonna guard the cordage from the fire. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna tie a couple knots in this. There you go, we have one, and then we're gonna tie another one. Find ourselves a stick. I'm gonna hang this from that pin, and since the pin is on the top, my cordage won't go down. I'm gonna feed this through, and you can do this any way you want. I mean, this part, the knot you use, whatever, it doesn't matter. But now you can see I can pull down as hard as I want on that. That's going absolutely nowhere. And you can make this tripod as high as you want or as low as you want. You can even use a tripod like this in any of your teepee style shelters. So let's say you want to use it for a Polish lavoo or something like that. Cut these off really good, maybe and put a shemagh on the top or something like that. Put this through my bail, and voila. Bushcrafty. Now that is bushcrafty. So now you got a place where you can hang your pot over your fire. Now last, but certainly not least, an awl. If you have one like this one is actually pretty pointy. So I'm just gonna take this tripod apart here. So this one here is pretty pointy already. If you do have a blanket pin that has a pretty dull point, you can sharpen it. You can take it to a file or a stone and you can sharpen it. But having a blanket pin in your kit also gives you an awl. Whether you want to use it to poke a hole in leather or whether you want to use it to poke a hole in wood. So I have this spoon that I carved last week sometime, and it'll be cool to poke a hole right there. You can see, I hope you guys can see, that just bites right into that wood. No problem. I think we're almost through. You see, we're through the other side. Now, I'm just gonna go to this little hole here, kind of drill through that a little bit. And boom. As you can see, this specific blanket pin works great. I didn't sharpen it or anything. So check that out, guys. You have a blanket pin and an awl. Piece of cordage that I used for... Sorry, I got the sniffles. It's cold out here. I'm gonna take this piece of cordage that I was using. And as you can see, I did that in all of, what, I don't know, a minute and a half or so. Now, there you go. Boom. Just for small projects like that and such. So guys, as you can see, there's a lot of different ways you can use this kit. Any piece of kit that you have in your bag should be able to be used for multiple things. When I put something in my bag and I decide to carry it, you know, we're carrying traditional gear. We're not carrying it very far, but we're still carrying it. So if I put something in there, I want it to be worth its weight. It has a ton of applications, super cool, super traditional looking, which I absolutely love about it. And if you buy this specific one, you're supporting an American company, which I always love to do as well. So I'm gonna leave a link to this one below, but watch out on the channel. I'm about to hit 4,000 subscribers. And I'm going to be giving one of these away with a couple other things that I get from other people. I'm gonna put together a pretty cool giveaway for you guys. So stay tuned for that. Guys, I'm gonna end it there. As you can see, I can barely open my eyes. Just snow blindness from the sun hitting the snow the right angle and it's just killing my eyes right now. But God bless you guys. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you for supporting the channel. You guys have shown me so much support, and it truly blesses me. And I just want to say that the Lord is chasing you down. That's just what I feel in my heart today. There's some of you guys who are listening to me right now who maybe you've served the Lord in the past. Maybe your grandmother used to pray for you. Maybe your mother used to pray for you. You've drifted away, and let me tell you, like a boat. You know, when you can see shore, but you're fishing a little while, you guys know what I'm talking about, and you drift away. You slowly drift. Next thing you know it, you're not paying attention. You look up, and the shore is so far away, and you're like, how did that happen? And that's how your relationship with the Lord has been. But let me tell you, you cannot drift far enough. There is no sin that can separate you from his love. Nothing that you've done. You might have been convinced by the enemy that you've done something to separate you from him that makes you so far away from him that you can't come back. But like the prodigal son in Luke chapter 15, you come back and he's waiting for you there. He's waiting to give you what you had. Even if you've wasted time, even if you've wasted money, even if you've made so many mistakes, he wants you to come back and he will meet you right where you're at, and he will work on you and he will welcome you back home. So I love you, and I just wanted to leave you with that word. I pray that you're blessed, that you have joy, that you have serenity, and that's it. I just want to leave it at that. If you're a prodigal, come home today. God bless you guys. In Jesus' name.